Really simple grip, and for some reason you can do it with the gi. For some reason, I think my brain just likes to see too many opportunities with the gi, so I don't actually ever really do it with the gi. But no gi is like my brain switches, and this is the only thing I do. I jump for this every chance I get, and that's everything I use to set up. Mostly like guillotine, armbar, kimura, pass the guard, sweep the guy, with basically one grip. And it's like an upper body control, and I actually saw this from watching Olympic wrestling from the 80s or something, and so one guy just get this grip. I'm like, oh shit, and nobody could get out. So it's like my wet wrestling dream. I want to be a hardcore wrestler. I will never be like a more like a spaghetti kind of jiu-jitsu guy. So I don't really have a name for it. Sometimes I'll call it like farm boy grip because I think it sounds really like a cool wrestling name. So call it whatever you want, but I've seen this in the old YouTube video, and then I kind of try to implement it into the jiu-jitsu game of passing and sweeping and setting up some issues. So I'll show you the grip first, just to go on the back, and then hit the other way. My black belt side, please. Yes. So I'll show you the grip first, and there's not really I don't really know where exactly to start, but I'll show you the grip, and then we'll try to use it in different positions. We'll just start with half guard because it makes it's easy to understand there, and then we do it from guard, quarters, standing up, mount, anything, right? And there's nothing magic about it. It's just it just somehow works. And I've really worked with this in with especially some of my kids in the kids team. They tried it in competition for like I had one guy so you're only doing this for a full year. Because he had a lot of problems with some of his opponents always diving onto the half guard for like deep half and all that shit, right? So we just kind of came up with this grip and kind of like figured it out through competing with this guy, and he won the Europeans juvenile something. He's only doing this, just jump for it, hold it, and then hang on to it, and then he'll pass and score the points. Pass and score the points, and never let go. And it worked really well. So this is kind of what it evolved into. So from half guard, it's easy to understand just to begin with, and it's really simple. It's basically underhook guillotine, like that's it. Right? So we can leave now. And there's a few details. The thing is that if I'm in the half guard, it came out of this. If you have like a regular cross-face underhook, if he underhooks my leg, even if I have a super tight crossface, if he's strong enough, he'll move me up and he'll get underneath me, move his head in, right? And this sucks, even if I have a really good grip on his head. So me watching like really old, like mustache wrestlers from the Olympics in the 80s, grab the head like this and the underhook, right? And there's a few more details, but even here now, if he tries to get underneath me, he's kind of stuck, right? That ruins everything for him in terms of getting underneath me. Also, for him to pull the guard, he needs to get his, see, the guard is here, right? So for him to pull the guard, he needs to move his head this way. So if I'm here, he can kind of frame away a little bit, and now he has space to move his leg into this. But from here, his head is stuck, right? So unless he can kind of put his leg behind his neck, then he can't even pull the guard, right? See that? And also, my chest is on his head like this. So for him to roll me this way, he will need to move his head, turn his head this way. Right? So as I'm here, when he tries to roll me over, he's basically got very little to roll with. So he might be able to lift me up a little bit, like when he rolls, but still, if he tries to roll me to the left, see, I have a really good base, even if I hold on to this one. So basically his three main options in the half guard: get underneath me, roll me over, or pull the guard. It all dies from this, right? In theory, right? Of course, you might get out some one way or the other. But so the grip is like this. I go over the head, and you kind of have to have two options depending on length of your arm and whatever you feel like. One is to just cup the chin, which some guys do a lot. Some of the guys here in my gym, but I don't really. I like to, because I have a long, skinny arm, so I put it all the way through, place it on his chest, and then kind of sandwich it between the chest. Right, so I put some weight on it. So instead of relying on kind of a grip, then I'll just put it and then just remove the air between our chest and my hand. So I go underneath, I just go super deep, and see how I put it here on his chest, and then I just sprawl on it, right? And this one will grab an underhook. I can do different kind of underhooks. I'll grab the shoulder. If I'm really worried about his hand coming in front of my face, I'll do this. Just put it here. But any kind of underhook will do, right? Sometimes I'm going to need to post out a little bit with this hand, but usually it's only because I don't feel comfortable with this yet. If he starts to roll me over, right, and then, oh, I need to post. But in reality, if I keep holding on, just roll, I just kind of still stay for some reason, right? Sometimes I need to put my hand out, sometimes my head, but this is the grip, right? And that's it, and I take that from every single position. And then we'll try to go through the different positions and then the transitions, like passing and setting up the guillotine and stuff. But just try to go half guard, really deep, flat hand on the chest, sprawl on it, and get an underhook, right? And from here, you can just get a little feel of it. Bottom guy will kind of try to go underneath you, try to pull the guard, right? Try to roll you over. You might need to put your hand out. Sometimes you might need to like do this, to prevent him from rolling you, and just get a feel for it. Keep your hip low and work with your balance. It takes a little bit of practice in the beginning because it's weird to rotate your body like this. It doesn't feel natural, but when you get the balance, you'll feel really comfortable. Right? You just go to half guard, get the grip, the farm boy grip, hold on to it, and then just get a feeling for the balance. Right? That's it.